Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to get massive breakthrough? Well, part of the problem is everybody makes it way too complex. And what's the old adage? Keep it simple, stupid. Well, in this video, we're gonna break down 3 easy processes to help you actually get traction. We call them the Journey Principles Big 3, so stay tuned. All right, number 1 is discovering what drives you. Now, this is a lot about self-awareness. Now, when it comes down to self-awareness, there's a lot of different aspects of self-awareness, okay? And we've got plenty of content to help you get clear on that. Some of the things you need to keep in mind are your personality style, your comfort zones, your drivers, your motivators, okay? Your blind spots, things that you don't know that you're doing that everybody else unfortunately sees that you're doing. And I gotta be honest with you, we have all been there, including right now, okay? The idea is to understand yourself at such a deep level that you can take the best of you to elevate you and take the struggle parts of you or the things that you struggle with the most and backfill them with either people, talents, or training to help you master your life, okay? The other thing we want to do in discovering what drives you is you also want to be able to identify your roadblocks and your blind spots very clearly. Now, when we talk about blind spots, one of the things we're working on here is working on things that we simply don't see that our, well, friends and family really do see about us. You know, for the longest time, I was very defensive when I was engaged in an argument or a debate or something like that. Well, that's something that was holding me back from particular opportunities, okay? So when we talk about discovering what drives you, we're talking about several different things, and which is why I want to invite you to watch a lot of other videos here on the channel where we nail self-awareness over and over and over and over again from different perspectives, different avenues, and different techniques, if you will, to make sure you can master that. Why? Because it's number 1 of the big 3. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. All right, second. One of the most important and one of the ones that I see the most people struggle with the biggest is create a plan. Yes, create a plan. If you're like me, you probably don't like a lot of plans. In fact, you might be a bit of a rebel. I know I am. But one of the things I discovered early on is without a plan to move forward, you don't have the steps you need to take in order to make an outcome a reality. So you've got to take the time to build a constant plan. Now, what I also want to invite you to do is to check out some of the other YouTube videos we have here on creating a plan. Why? Because there's 5 or 6 things inside of a plan that you have to have in order to both plan your success and measure your success so you know when to pivot and when to stand firm in your convictions. So make sure you take the time. So again, step 2 or number 2 is create a plan. Create a plan, create a plan, create a plan. Don't avoid creating a plan. It does you absolutely no good to understand all about yourself and not use it to your ability or to the best of your ability. So let's make sure we do that. All right. Number 3 of the big 3, build strategic relationships. Strategic relationships. What I mean by that is this. If you're taking the time to build strategic relationships, what you're really doing is you're thinking about who you're surrounding yourself with at your core. Far too many of us are surrounded by people who do not have our best interest at heart. That's just a reality. I don't know if it's by osmosis or whatever. These are typically people who don't have big ambitions or big visions for themselves. So therefore, they don't automatically assume that you can create your own life yourself. Strategic relationships, on the other hand, will have things like coaches and mentors and strategic partners, people that help you create a plan, right? There's gonna be people that can help you empower and amplify some of your strengths, right? Some cheerleaders, so to speak, right? We even have a piece of content on our website at journeyprinciples/resources called The 7 Relationships You Must Have to Win at Life. If you get a chance, check that out for sure, because when it comes to building strategic relationships, you gotta have a plan there as well. Now, I personally have 3 people that I constantly contact myself. I have a mentor and a coach, okay? I have my wife, who's my biggest accountability partner. She both empowers me and holds me accountable, right? And then I've got somebody that I'm trying to pour into myself. What I try to do is I try to have a wholeness approach to actually building relationships. They've got to be character driven, they have to be trustworthy, and they have to believe in where I am trying to go. And in conjunction with that, I'm also working with them, helping them understand how far they can go, right? Relationships are the key to making a plan successful. So I hope you enjoyed the big 3. Again, these 3 specific things, the Journey Principles Big 3, as we like to call them, these 3 things, right? Understanding what drives you, creating a plan, and building strategic relationships. If you will focus there first, you can go ahead and start building a plan to actually make the best of your life, the most of your life. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.
Hey, it's Connor with the Journey Principles. If you enjoyed that lesson about the big 3 and you're a bit more of a visual learner, you should also check out our whiteboard lesson we did earlier this week on the exact same topic. Also, we put together an entire Life Mastery 101 playlist right here on YouTube, so feel free to check that out as well.